It's okay. 3, 2, 1. The story of this story, I'm going to give you the title: How Maxine killed her boss to have her husband. So Maxine is the main character, and then she works for a family that we are going to call the Kibunjas. So Mr. and Mrs. Kibunja are her boss. Are her boss.
Bosses, yeah.
Bosses are her bosses. So Maxine is a girl who comes from a village where there's not much, and in her family especially they didn't have much money, so she was not able to pursue her education, and she starts to do the house chores for people that she, she can get money at least to help her family. So Maxine
Mm-hmm.
comes from a poor, I have said she comes from a poor family.
Yeah.
She's now working for the Kibunjas as a house help. So she does the cleaning, she does the cleaning after the kids and the home.
House help.
Yeah, she's a house help in short. So she continues in diligence until they think, let's give her, promote her, or add a little bit of work to her, and also a little bit of money in that case. So Maxine moves from in the process of giving her a promotion, they decide we are going to ask you to come and be staying with us so that you can be able to operate from here. No, she would now be the one taking care of the home, and also at times she would be at work in their. They used to have a boutique, so the Kibunjas have a boutique in town
Are
where
these
they.
people that you know?
I don't want to expose because Maxine did not want those details to be exposed. But Maxine's bosses have a boutique in town where they sell
In
stuff
Nairobi.
in Nairobi.
Okay.
I don't want to say that so that people will not know who is Maxine, because we decided,
Even Maxine is not the original name.
yeah, but people can join dots.
Okay.
So the Kibunjas have a boutique in town. They get stuff from Uganda, shoes and shoes and clothes. They come and sell them in town, and the business is doing so well. So Maxine now will be operating between sometimes going to work when Mrs. Kibunja has gone to UG to fetch more stuff, and then also at home. So they go for Maxine. They have a car. They go for Maxine's stuff from the village. They go pick her now officially and bring her to their home. So now Maxine is taking care of the kids, taking them to school. They have even paid for her driving. They paid for her driving because they loved her so much.
Wow.
They paid for her driving. Now she could be able to drop
In
the
short,
kids,
these
pick
are
them.
good people.
They are good people. They actually, you would say they are modest. So Maxine now used to have this pattern where she would be cleaning until late. She cleans the utensils after they have eaten. She prepares for the kids for tomorrow, their uniforms and their whatever, so that early in the morning she wakes up, prepares them off to school. So Maxine would stay until late. This is now the trouble with the Kibunjas. The Kibunjas would be thinking that Maxine has gone to sleep and they would be doing their business. While they are doing their business, Mrs. Kibunja was so loud. And so Maxine started to realize, hey, Mr. Kibunja is such a, he's very, very active. And she would now begin to want to be intimate with Mr. Kibunja. But she kept these things to herself. But she had that intention.
She
One
kept
day,
these things to herself like Mary.
I don't even want to compare her with such a saint, but she was kind of pondering on these things. How am I going to get Mr. Kibunja to like me? You know?
Mm.
So one time, because they would often give her, like in the weekends, go home, see family, and then come back on Monday or Sunday evening. So
Yani the Kibunjas are good people.
good people, if you say good, actually is an underestimate, because to think they took her even for driving,
Yeah.
in their own money and they didn't count this as her salary. They just wanted to help her and to see that, they are not selfish or just using her as a slave. So when she went home, can you imagine Maxine decides to go to a traditional healer and consult, and she says
A
she,
witch.
a witch, imagine, and she says she's interested in Mr. Kibunja, but when she's saying these things to the traditional healer, she says, I have a boyfriend that I want him to commit to me fully. So the traditional healer gives her herbs. Maxine gets the herbs and returns. She gets the herbs. She's supposed to pour them in the food of Mr. Kibunja so that when he eats, he's going to, it's like love potion. You see these things, they be posting love potion, lost things, work and stuff, all those things. She went for those ones. So Maxine comes back, continues to sprinkle those herbs in Mr. Kibunja's food. And before you know it, Mr. Kibunja is showing interest in Maxine. Every now and then, when the wife of the house, Mrs. Kibunja, would go to get stock, or sometimes she's at work, Mr. Kibunja would be like, complimenting Maxine. This is the part I have also forgotten to tell you. This traditional healer told Maxine, there's one condition I'm going to require of you if you really want this man to become your man entirely. I want you to look for a madman.
Always have conditions.
They always have conditions. I want you to look for a madman and sleep with him. Once you've slept with him, do not change your underwear, just come straight to me. In that dirty state, come to me.
What?
So Maxine would find it so hard to get a madman she can sleep with. So she kept this thing and like, when I get this person, I'll do this thing so that I can go back. So one day, one early morning, she was taking the kids to school and she spotted a madman sleeping under a bridge. And Maxine thought, this is the opportune moment. I'm going to sleep with this guy and be on my way to what I want. So Maxine pulls over. She has dropped the kids. She's coming back. Pulls over, parks somewhere. And then just next, she's wondering, what am I going to do? What do I do so that I can bring this guy and make him sleep with me? She spots a woman who is selling bananas just next to the road. She buys the bananas and then she walks towards where, I hope my mic is okay.
I hope so.
So she buys the bananas and goes somewhere and starts kind of, calling on the madman, come, I want to do this thing. So she starts sitting funny, like doing, lifting her skirt so that the madman can see her thighs and be interested. So the
Pretty sure only a madman can.
only a madman. So she calls him and tells him, come and get this, now the bananas. The madman is lured and comes.
Come in the middle.
Am I not in the middle?
Okay.
Okay, so now the madman comes in with an intention to have the bananas, but now Maxine now goes ahead and squats, continues to do her shenanigans. I don't want to explain what she was doing. Eventually, the madman pulls his pants down and start doing the act, and they do the act. It's like, you see how that kakona, somebody would easily pass them. I'm just trying to think because these details, she didn't give me those. So I'm trying to think how that situation would look like. First of all, it's early in the morning.
You
That
had a
one.
conversation with Maxine.
You also know Maxine.
Walai.
So let me finish the story first. So she takes the bananas. She has done the act. Goes right, hops into the car in that field. And imagine saying that she felt like throwing up because of how the guy was doing the things and everything. Anyway, she goes to the car, goes back home, and meets her boss, the man. Mind you, at this point, the boss was in UG getting stuff. So the man was there walking around. She told him, please, please, there is an emergency at home. I need to rush home. My mom has called me. I need to go. So the boss just tells her, it's okay. You just go after all. If you'll be back today, it's no problem. So Maxine goes home and she goes straight to the traditional healer. She did not even go to her mom's place, straight to the traditional healer and says, I've done the thing that you told me to do. The traditional healer told her, "My daughter, thank you for being such a, I see how diligent, how go get, how you're determined to have this thing." So the traditional healer takes the pants and then tells her to continue wiping herself with the pants, and because he really needs the feel that is there. He takes the pants and mixes with herbs, and then tells her to wear it back, then gives her more charms. Some she was supposed to put under her tongue and be on her way back, and then the other charms supposed to continue putting on in the food of Mr. Kibunja. Comes back. When she comes back, at that point, Mr. Kibunja was outside, he was walking, and then she says, "I've sorted the mess, I'm back." So Mr. Kibunja said he wants to clean the car. And so Maxine says, "Let me help you cleaning the car." So she's now wearing a very short skirt and she was wearing nothing underneath. That's Maxine in her worst. So the man from nowhere starts grabbing her. Can you imagine grabbing her from behind and being like wanting to make love to her? And so Maxine says, "Let's not do it somewhere else. We do it in my bedroom, not the boss's place." So they go do their thing. From that point, the boss starts making some promises. "I'm going to make you my wife. I cannot just have you as my girlfriend." And so Maxine is head over heels. "This is what I've been looking for the whole time." So she continues to put charms in the food of Mr. Kibunja. Mr. Kibunja now is so much in love with her. And now they continue sleeping with each other. Imagine Mrs. Kibunja did not know all these things, and for quite a long time. Because this Mr. Kibunja would give excuses like going somewhere and then returns and they do their thing. So that's what they would do. So Maxine will not stop at this wickedness. One time she goes home and decides to go see the traditional healer who had given her those charms. And she tells her, "Actually, at this point, I need to tell you some truths of something that I did not reveal to you the first time I came to you. This man that I was talking about, he's not only my boyfriend, he is my boss, and he's a married man. But now I want to be the woman of the house. I want to eliminate this woman and remain as the legal wife to my boss, because the boss was rich, filthy rich." So the traditional healer asked for a huge amount of money. And Maxine will manage to ask the man of the house to give her the money, and she goes and gives it back to the traditional healer. She's given more charms. This time, supposed to put them in Mrs. Kibunja's food. Wicked Maxine continues to put the charms in Mrs. Kibunja's food, and Mrs. Kibunja became sick. She was so sick that she became so thin. Oh my God. You would think she's suffering from AIDS. And actually, the traditional healer had told her no matter where they will go, they will not find cure for this, because this is something that she knows what she has done. So Mrs. Kibunja ails completely. Imagine when she went to hospital, they said, I don't know, she had, they said what? HIV. But it was not HIV. And Mrs. Kibunja passed away. So sad. So wicked Maxine, becomes now like the legal wife, because it was just like outright the man is going to be now the husband to Maxine, and they continue raising the kids. Now, trouble in paradise. The spirit of the woman she killed has started to haunt her. Like she'd be walking around and she sees the woman. The woman is telling her, "Why did you kill me? What did I do to you?" And then disappears in a flash of a second. So right now, Maxine is asking, does anybody know a traditional healer that can be able to make this spirit to stop disturbing her? It's not even asking for somebody to help her come out of a mess she put herself in. She wants to continue in this what she started, but without the disturbance from this woman.
Okay,
You
that's the
guys,
question. The traditional healer is now not able to help her. She should maybe go back to that traditional healer. Then they continue with their stupid cycle. And another thing, Miss Kibunja died because of her noises.
huh?
So the noises she was making, they made
Why
her
would you
die.
blame Mrs. Kibunja while she was just doing her conjugal rights?
Well,
The loudness, maybe.
yeah, that's why she died.
But Maxine, you should have slept. What was your
Maxine was-
business? Actually, do you know Maxine was saying she would go to the door and listen. Maxine was
And you said you know
wicked.
Maxine.
I cannot expose who Maxine is, but I'm advising Maxine go to a church.
I don't care about Maxine. Maxine is a
Max-
murderer.
Maxine, you know her,
Walai,
but
you're lying. You're lying.
I don't want to
Unanidanganya.
expose things that are so serious.
It
But
might even be a made up story.
you people, I know there are people who know these things. You are the only one who thinks it's a made up story, but I'm not in the business of exposing the real identity of Maxine because she needs
Nobody
help.
wants you to expose.
She needs
Imagine.
help.
Nobody even wants you to expose.
And the problem is Maxine thinks she's so right in what she's doing,
Well, let her continue.
and
Everything
she's
will
going to
catch up
kill
with her.
herself.
We don't care. People are busy with their lives. The world doesn't stop for Maxine. You decide to do that, that's on you.
Maxine, go get a church.
Imagine
But I know she
don't
won't
care
see
about
this
you.
video. So, Maxine, it's sad that you have such
I would say
audacity.
it's a nice story. Thank you for the story. Yeah.
It's true, by the way.
All
Very true, 100%. I'm telling you. I would not say that if I knew I was lying. It's a true story. So, Maxine is like she has to remain in these things of herbs over and over and over and over again
right. It's
until she
okay.
dies.
It's
I think
okay.
so.
If that's what she wants with her life, that's on her.
So don't consult those spirits. It's bad. It's going to do you
People are not
bad.
even consulting.
But you see, Maxine has consulted.
That's her problem.
So
When
I,
our consult, they don't even plan to.
so don't.
We are not even.
There could be somebody who didn't know this
Mm.
and might be tempted. Don't. That's what I'm saying. Don't be. Those that know the truth have nothing to do
Even a
with
child.
darkness. No, don't say that. I'm telling you, people be doing this stuff. So you think these people that, anyways, I'm not here to glorify that wickedness, but I'm saying don't be on the run to do such things. It's usually a trap. Like you're told you'll be given this, so you go for that only to find there is another mess. You
So
know,
you want to
keep
tell me they
covering.
don't know?
In a magazine,
Those people who go to witches, they think
they
they
think it's a
solve-
solution. Are you joking? They think it's a solution. Actually, to make matters worse, most of the people that are traditional healers disguise themselves as prophets. They even say they are white garment prophets, they are what prophets, only for you to go and consult with them thinking it's God, and then you find yourself in deep mess that you are not even able to come out of. So, moral of the story, pray, watch and pray. You might bring in Maxine in your house and she kills you and takes your husband. Watch and pray. Until next time, goodbye.